Hi there, my name is Tom Bell, and welcome to my 5 Minute Friday videocast on the 31st of January. I am an author, a consultant, an educator, a speaker, and a trainer. And this morning, for my sins, I've not only attended an NHS board meeting, virtually, I should say, but also I've been reading the latest operational planning guidance for the NHS. Be still your beating heart, I hear you say. What I find fascinating about it is I've been looking at this in the context of some reports that came out earlier this week about, let me read this to you. NHS England chief is under fire again as MPs are exasperated by responses. I'm not too bothered if MPs are exasperated by responses, because I think we're all generally exasperated by the response an MP gives to anything, aren't we? But I think where they're being slightly unfair with regards to Amanda Pritchard, who is the chief executive of NHS England, is that she can only relay to them what she's told. And I've got to tell you from experience, the way to get on in management in the NHS is to tell the people above you what you think they want to hear. Now, that's a sweeping statement, I appreciate. There are exceptions to that. It's not always possible to tell the person above you what they would like to hear. Sometimes things can be so obvious that they can't be sidestepped or denied. But what you'll find in the NHS is that when somebody up on high asks somebody slightly below, high below, I appreciate this is all very hierarchical speak, isn't it? But the nature of the NHS is hierarchical. That's the world that it is. When somebody up there asks somebody down here, how is this going? That somebody here doesn't say to that somebody there, really badly. Oh my goodness, terribly. Oh, the problems we're up against. Because actually, this person up here is wanting them to say, it's all in hand. Yeah, it's okay. There might be some problems, but we've mitigated all the risks. We're making great progress. We've got everything in hand. That's the kind of report that wins you friends and wins you promotion in the NHS. So when MPs are having a pop at Amanda Pritchard, who, okay, let's be honest, she is a political appointment in terms of she's probably the wrong appointment. Yeah, she's probably the wrong appointment to head up the NHS, purely because I think she emerged as a product of Tony Blair's Department of Deliverology. That's a podcast for another day, isn't it? The Department of Deliverology. But criticising her doesn't really account for the culture of the NHS, where everybody in NHS England is desperately trying to hold on to their jobs. More job cuts are in the offing. The culture of NHS England is utterly dysfunctional. I have that from people inside the NHS. That's not Tom Bell saying, that's senior people within NHS England saying that. So she's going to ask questions of the people around her, but they're all going to give her the answers that she wants to hear. So that's Ms. Pritchard dealt with. 2025-26 priorities and operational planning guidance available on the internet. Certainly not available at any good bookshops near you. No good bookshop would stock such works of fiction. I have to say, every year they release a work of fiction. The operational planning guidance. What I found fascinating about this year's is that last year's at least had numerous references to patient safety within it. This year's hasn't got one single reference to patient safety. Or encouraging people to speak up, or other such things that would address the culture. I wonder I'm not suggesting that everyone in the NHS is going to forget that patient safety is important, although that does happen on occasions. But when you send out your priorities and operational planning guidance, I'm going to guess that if patient safety was a priority in 2024 and 25, it should remain a priority in 25 and 26. Patient safety is quite important after all. Forgive my facetiousness. So, who gets hold of this stuff? Somebody in the corporate office in every NHS trust will get hold of this. They'll consider their response to it. They'll set up some measures, some markers, some metrics. They'll report back that they're doing great against all these things. But what will it matter? What difference will it make to you or I? And I think that's the thing, isn't it? We talk about a patient-centric NHS. If you're going to have a patient-centric NHS, then you really shouldn't launch a set of priorities and operational planning guidance which doesn't include patient safety in it. I'm actually going to finish ahead of my 5 minutes, probably for the first time ever, which I'm sure you're very grateful for. So on that note, I will say have a good weekend if you can. Try and stay safe. Try and stay sane. I know that's incredibly difficult. And stay solvent if you can. All right. Ciao.